Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be working on a riding lawnmower, specifically a John Deere X350. We're going to do some basic maintenance and oil change, and as you can see down here we have a issue with the belt. Brand new belt, snapped like a twig. I'll go through the steps of getting the deck off, loosening up the guides to get the new belt on, and reinstalling it. And if we have time, we'll go through the process of doing a simple oil change. Okay, one of the first things I like to do when I remove the deck is adjust the blade height down as low as it'll go, and then I like to put a 2x4 underneath the back of the deck, and then we'll see if I can do this with one hand. Take an unlock and lower the deck. The 2x4 will catch it. And that'll give us a little slack with the thing. And now we're going to need to remove the spring clip from each side. And there'll be a pin on the back side that does the deck. Now we'll go repeat that on the other side. Okay, now that we have both pins out, I like to raise the deck lever, lock it, and that'll bring the arms up out of the deck. And next we're going to need to either roll the mower a little bit or shove on the deck. I'm going to choose to roll the mower. We've got to get that bar unhooked from the front of the deck. Okay, now we have that out. The deck should come out. Let me set you down. Okay. Go to the other side and drag it out. You may have to turn your wheel just a little bit, so I'm going to do there. And there you have the deck out. Well, the belt being already off, what we're going to need to do is remove this bar. We're going to have to loosen this pulley up because it's got this, I don't know what you want to call it, guide to keep the belt on. And then we're also going to have to loosen this bracket up to be able to get the belt around this guide. To get these off, you're going to need a 13mm wrench and a 13mm socket. The reason you're going to need the wrench is because you're probably not going to get a socket in behind this. I'm going to take both of them out. Finish loosening them up. Just enough to get a little movement so you can get the belt fished underneath there. You don't have to come all the way out. I think that'll do it. Slide that bolt back in it. Okay. This bolt is actually a 15 millimeter. Okay, so let's get the belt. See if we can get this routed the way the diagram shows. There we go. Okay. At this point, you can go ahead and tighten that back down. Because you won't have to do that again. The only reason you have to loosen that is just so you can fish the belt out. We're going to try to do this in the meantime. I will find out for you. I believe that'll be tight. Okay. Now, let's see. This is the screwiest belt stuff I've ever seen. This goes on the lower pulley. I have seen better diagrams, but it goes on the upper pulley. With this much done, I'm going to go ahead and put the guards on to keep this belt from fighting it, flopping on and off all the time. That'll keep the belt in place for now. Okay, now that we got that, this here fits in there. Thing twists and carries on all different directions. So. Okay. Pretty much have to take this completely out to get it in the pulley. That runs on the back side of the belt. There we go. Contrary thing in there. All right. Get this pulley tightened up. And okay. Now, let's get it slid back underneath there. Straighten our wheel back up. Lift our rod, front rod. Now we're going to take the belt running around the pulley. Get the hooks back in there. Take and lower the deck arms. I think we will. It's got a little tension on it, but it's not bad. Take that spring off. That'll make the mower slide back a little further. All right. Get our pins. Your pins go in from the back side. If you don't use a block of wood, you're going to have to stick your fingers or something underneath the deck to get it to everything to line up. I've just always found it's easier to put something underneath the deck, whether 2x4 or whatever else. Now, these clips, you got to make sure you get it all the way through to the circle, or they will fall back out. And that's how they go. Okay, now we're going to put our spring back on. And that will take and put tension back on the belt. And there you have it. One belt replacement. Once you get the pins back in it, raise the deck, lock it, and then go ahead and set your blade setting back to where you had it. Next, let's get an oil change in. This is showing on the barcode it is Kawasaki motor, even though it doesn't. This is what it says on the top of the motor. It says it's a a 603 cc 18.5 horse I-torque John Deere motor. So obviously Kawasaki makes them for John Deere. First thing I like to do is loosen up the dipstick and let it set. That way it kind of lets the oil vent. You don't need any tool for this. It's just a twist off. Well, that's draining. Let's see if we can't loosen up the oil filter. There's all kinds of different wrenches out there. This is a pretty small filter. And thank goodness it wasn't very tight. Okay. We'll come back when this gets drained out. Okay, now that we have the oil filter loose, this is what I like to do. That's too big, we'll modify it. A lot of people have these little fancy formable funnel, I guess is what you'd call them. Now, this is my form of funnel. I'm sure if you're like me, you've got an old piece of cardboard laying around somewhere that you can do the same thing. Then we'll wipe this off. Make sure you got a clean surface to put your filter back on. Move this thing out of the way. And deposit it in the trash. Little drip edge up. Clean it off. Let's check this filter with the new filter. Match the numbers. AM125424. The new one has a C on it. I don't know why, but anyway. I like to take a little dab of oil and rub on the seal. Get this spun back on there. You only need to go hand tight. And I know that's different for everybody. Okay, I think the majority of the oil's drained out, or at least good enough. Wipe off your drain plug. Make sure you get it started straight. It's plastic. You don't want to cross thread it. You cross thread it, you're gonna have some issues. All right. It only goes so tight. Get this oil out of the way. I've done an internet search on it. It says 1.5 quarts are liters, 1.8 liters, 2.2 liters. So we're going to start at 1.5. We are just about to 1.5. Wipe our dipstick off, put it back in. Just kind of take a gander. I know we haven't started it yet. Okay. Let's give it a start. I know it's not going to be completely accurate. No leaks. That's a good sign. And it looks full to me. I'd say we have successfully completed the maintenance on the John Deere. Now let's take it out and see if it'll work without throwing the belt. I think we're going to call that good. Success. Now I've got about 4.5 acres to mow. We're going to wrap it up on this video. Spend several hours mowing. I want to thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. And check out my friends' pages listed below in the description. See you next time.